Welcome, focused learners, to this explainer. If you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by the sheer volume of financial data out there, or, stared at a stock chart like it was written in a totally foreign language, well, you are exactly in the right place. Today, we're stripping away all that noise. We're skipping the confusing jargon, and we're focusing entirely on a rapid-fire framework to completely demystify stock research.
Think about it for a second. How long does it actually take to evaluate a stock? Because Wall Street kind of wants you to believe you need thousands of dollars in fancy trading software, right? Or some crazy 6-monitor setup just poring over algorithms for hours on end. Well, we're totally busting that myth today. It absolutely does not take hours, and it certainly doesn't require a finance degree.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our exact blueprint for today's over-the-shoulder walkthrough. 1. The 10-minute stock promise. 2. Decoding the ticker symbol. 3. Digging into the financials. And 4. Making your final verdict.
Starting off with Section 1, the 10-minute stock promise. This is your blueprint to fast, independent analysis. You see, the core problem we face nowadays isn't a lack of information. It's the noise. All those flashing lights and tickers on financial TV networks, they're overwhelming by design. But our source material gives us this awesome kind of rebellious stance against all that. Quote, emphasize looking for growing revenue and net income rather than listening to analyst opinions. So we're taking a huge step back from all those shouting talking heads, and we're empowering ourselves purely through actual verifiable data. All right, moving right into Section 2, decoding the ticker symbol. This is all about finding the vital signs of a company. Let's move from theory to some highly practical steps. Imagine you're looking right over my shoulder at a coffee shop. We're going to use a real-world example here, Ally Financial. So, Step 1, you just open up your favorite free financial research tool. Step 2, type in the ticker symbol for Ally. And Step 3, review that summary dashboard that pops right up. It is literally that frictionless to get started.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how market cap acts as a company's overall price tag. Immediately on that dashboard, you're going to see it. You probably already know this is essentially what the company is worth. But in a quick 10-minute analysis, it serves as your instant gauge for scale and risk. Like, if you were to buy the entire company outright today, it would cost this exact number. So that instantly tells you if you're dealing with a massive, stable giant or a much smaller, potentially volatile microcap.
Right next to that, you're going to spot the trade volume. And for popular stocks, this number is huge. We're talking millions, which gives you a great idea of what massive daily movement actually looks like on a dashboard. Basically, that volume is your liquidity lifeline. You always want a stock with high volume because it means the trading is highly liquid and super easy. When you're ready to buy in, or more importantly, cash out, there's a massive pool of buyers and sellers already waiting. It just ensures you never get trapped in an illiquid asset. Finally, just take a quick glance at the 52-week range. This is the highest and lowest price a stock has traded at over the past year. But rather than just looking at the high and low, you can use this to instantly spot recent momentum. Ask yourself, is the stock scraping the absolute bottom of its yearly barrel right now, or is it pushing exciting new highs? Literally, in 3 seconds, you've got vital context for today's current price. Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 3, digging into the financials, looking under the hood. Okay, so we've looked at the surface summary. Now we're going to simulate clicking directly into the Financials tab. You really need to view this tab as the absolute truth teller of a company's health. Think of it like this. If the summary dashboard is the shiny paint job, the Financials tab is the engine block. Numbers don't have ulterior motives, right? This is the X-ray that cuts right through all that Wall Street noise. On this page, we're going to focus on 2 really crucial documents. First, the income statement. Think of it like a video recording of profitability over time. It tracks exactly what money flowed in and what flowed out. The balance sheet, meanwhile, is more like a frozen snapshot in time. It weighs the company's assets directly against its liabilities at one specific moment. Which brings us to the climax of our analysis. Section 4, making your final verdict. This is the golden rule of stock analysis. It is finally time to take all this data and make an actual decision. According to our source material, here is the golden rule broken down into 4 clear steps. Step 1, ignore talking head analyst opinions entirely. Step 2, look closely at revenue. Step 3, examine the net income. And Step 4, absolutely crucial, ensure both are growing. Our ultimate goal here is the independent verification of a company's growth, plain and simple. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're looking for.
When you pull up those financials for Ally, or honestly any ticker you choose, you want to see a clear 3-year upward trend in revenue and net income. You're basically looking for a visual staircase moving up and to the right year over year. That is the undeniable footprint of a successfully expanding business.
Ultimately, it boils down to a super simple equation. An upward trend equals growth. Your ultimate verdict on whether a stock actually deserves your hard-earned capital depends entirely on these numbers. Not insider opinions, not flashy news chyrons, and definitely not internet rumors. Finding this upward trend in the financials is the absolute key to an effective 10-minute evaluation.
So, you now have the blueprint. You know how to gauge market cap, check liquidity, spot volatility, and dig straight into the financials to prove actual growth, all completely independently, without a finance degree. You have 10 minutes and a free internet tool. So what stock will you analyze first? Take control of your research, and happy analyzing.